What you got
All right,
for us
well,
for our next story?
We had so many great players this year, we couldn't do it in one segment. We had to do a second segment. But I did fail to mention this happened back in the I mentioned the two that signed with D1 schools in December. We also had one signed with D1 school back in February during the regular signing day back in that was Drew Bedingfield, the West Limestone player, signed with UNA, and UNA was Division II, and now they've moved to Division I. So he redshirted this past year. So he'll be he's got his redshirt year in, so he'll be ready to go this next season for UNA. And also Ethan Rinke, the defensive lineman for Athens, was named second team All-State, and he has not signed. He's got offers from South Alabama and the Army. Which is
not bad.
Fantastic, but he hasn't signed yet. He'll sign in February, and there's a few more players that'll probably sign in February from schools, from local schools. We also had several players in other sports sign. I know Carla Heiss with Ardmore softball signed with Alabama, which probably is the best, regardless of sport, the best program that anybody signed with probably in a long time, in a while here in Limestone County. Alabama softball is one of the top 10 programs probably in the country, year in, year out. They've made numerous trips to the Women's College Softball World Series. They won the national championship back in 2012, I believe. They've made probably a dozen trips to the World Series. So Carla's a catcher, and she's been committed to Bama for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And was just waiting to make it official, and she did back in mid-November. But I believe she committed her sophomore year to Alabama, and because she's always been a Bama fan and saw them. She said when she was little girls when they won the national championship, and that kind of sealed it for her. She wanted to play for them, and she's a fantastic player. So it's been fun. It'll be fun watching her play softball. Hopefully, playing in the World Series herself in a few years. Also, Allie Williams, golfer from Athens, signed with Mississippi State. Golf scholarship, Mississippi State, and actually, I know this happened in 2019, but it's between my visits here, so I'll count it. A few days ago, Matt Smith, who was a Clements golfer, signed with UT Chattanooga. He played with Wallace this year. He's playing at Wallace State. His goal was, after Clements, he said he had a couple Division II offers, but he wanted to play Division I, so he went to Wallace for a year, and now he signed with UT Chattanooga. So it's a great. It just goes to show you how the junior college system can work for athletes, because if you don't have that offer coming out of high school, you go to JUCO for a year or two, and then prove yourself. And he did. He won a tournament. He won a major tournament in Florida back in October. Major junior college tournament down there in Florida, which I'm sure got UT Chattanooga's attention. And he went up there and took a visit, and he signed the other day. So just a lot of great. I mean, there's a lot of great talent in Limestone, just in many different sports. Volleyball, baseball, softball, golf, football, basketball, you name it. We got it. And it's a lot of fun to cover. Seeing these great athletes play all year round. It is a lot of fun for me to watch these great players, and they're great people too. They're not just great athletes, but they're just great
coaches,
people, and coaches. And I've never had a bad experience with anybody, coaches, players. I mean, everybody is just. It's great. It's one thing to be a great athlete or a great coach, but to have that with. You're being a great person as well, and in the classroom and everything is just great. The full package.
And I think one of the big things you cover every year, and I know we look forward to covering it, is the Limestone County basketball tournament. Everybody don't think that's a big just county basketball tournament, but it is packed.
Oh, it's huge
every night. They have it.
It was a lot of fun covering. It was at Elkmont last year. It's going to be at Tanner this year. It was a lot of fun to cover. The food was good. You were looking forward to the food.
Perfect, yes.
And yes, it was very good. I believe the old Gin House barbecue provided last year in Elkmont, which was fantastic. Looking forward to covering it. It'll be in a couple of weeks. The 17th, I believe, is when it starts.
Wow.
Over at Tanner, so it'll be here for you. It's a lot of fun. And last year, Tanner won the boys, and East Limestone won the girls last season. So we'll see if they can defend their titles. It's looking pretty. I think Tanner and West Limestone look to be the two teams to beat in the boys. Girls, probably West Limestone and East Limestone are the two teams that'll probably be battling for it. And Ardmore's got a good team this year too, so they might be a surprise. But I think West and East will be the two to beat in the girls' side.
And we know she's only I think she's a freshman right now.
Yeah.
Caroline, it's hard to imagine, but she is getting scholarship offers all over the SEC. And
she's got offers from Vanderbilt, Missouri, Ole Miss. No, not Vanderbilt. Georgia Tech. She may have got one from Vanderbilt too. But I know for sure she's got one from Georgia Tech, Missouri, and Ole Miss.
Yes,
and probably more than that. But those are the three major schools that I know of. And she's only a freshman. When I first saw her play, she missed last year because she had a torn ACL.
Yeah.
And I first saw her play against Athens. I couldn't believe she was just a freshman. I mean, she is. I mean,
listen, in 7th grade, blew my mind.
I know, right?
And I'm not talking about this goes for boys as well, but normally when you see a child that young, that tall,
they're gangly.
They're awkward.
They're awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, her footwork was amazing. Her basketball knowledge. I mean, just catching the ball, knowing where to dump it down, shoot, whatever. Of course, both her parents are educators, so she's got the academics down anyway. Her brother's a really good athlete, quarterback
is it UT Martin?
No.
One of the Tennessee schools.
It is one of the Tennessee schools. It's not UT Martin. I can't remember which one, but he's having some success. And
I'll look that up, and I'll
I cannot remember off the top of my head. And I see posts about it, but I just can't. But yeah, I love watching Caroline Backus play basketball. She's going to do great things.
Yeah, she is. She's very great player. And only a freshman. It's going to be fun to watch her for the next 3 years.
And you think over at East, you got Jira Rogers.
Yeah.
She's only a sophomore.
Sophomore.
And she's the same way. Saw her play as an 8th grader and couldn't believe the skills that she had and still has and improving. Has a nice outside shot to go along with.
She knocked down a 3 last night.
She did not down a 3.
She normally that's not her game.
No, but I mean,
but
she shot it. It was
shoot.
confident. Yeah. Oh yeah, she knew. She didn't hesitate. She pulled the trigger and nailed it.
A lot of players, they get down low. They don't have that outside shot, but she does. She can step out.
Great touch from the free throw lines, and she gets fouled a lot.
Yeah,
because of her strength inside. So there's a lot of good athletes to be looking forward to.
Oh yeah, there is. It is a lot of fun to watch some great athletes in Limestone County go at it.
That's for sure. What do you think, producer?
Take a break.
Yeah, sure. Let's
go for a break.
Let's go for a break. Well,
take care of them sponsors today.
Let Jeff get a drink. He's been talking the whole time. I know you get dry mouth. Got to be. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We're just getting started. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.